After a performance like Thursday night, you've got to be recognized by your full name. James Edward Harden Jr. has put all of his energy into rescuing the Rockets and his MVP crown since Thanksgiving. With 44 points and 15 assists on 10 of 23 from downtown, including the most improbable 30-footer with two hands in his face, the Beard overcame a 20-point deficit in Oracle Arena to steal another road win. This was just another day at the office for the deadliest ISO scorer in the league, collecting his 5th straight 40-point game and 11th straight game with at least 35 points and 5 assists. Almost single-handedly, Harden has revived H-Town from 14th in the West all the way to 4th, now just 3.5 games out of first place. On November 12th, they were 23rd in offensive rating, scoring at the same level as the Knicks. Now, on January 4th, Harden has them tied for 2nd, directly behind the Warriors. Let's solely examine his last 22 games since the Thanksgiving break. From the holiday season to now, he's been a sniper of the highest caliber. Harden is burning the net from above the break, primarily with his signature step-back three. What's absurd is that he's actually shooting the second lowest percentage at the rim for his career, but still running away with the league scoring title. As you see, his rim efficiency is well below league average for his position. But it doesn't matter. As predictable as Harden is, he's still going to give you the multi-crossover between the legs, quick jab forward, and step back into a deep three. Or he'll utilize an off-ball screen, catch a dribble handoff from his center, and shoot with confidence after the switch. The footwork is so pristine that he'll freeze his defender for just a split second, and he has mastered the gather step that leads to a step back. Not a travel here. In transition, it's mostly impossible. Notice how he freezes PG with the hesitation, using his right foot to fake the drive. He finds his balance quickly. It's much easier when he gets his favorite switches, as he can use his left foot to get his center guessing. It only takes a few inches. To demonstrate how unguardable it truly is, watch how early some defenders jump because they know what's coming. They telegraph it, contest, and they still get killed. It can be an all-NBA defender for all he cares. He's trying to bait you in transition. While you're trying to avoid any screens, he's snaking his way to the perimeter with in and outs and behind the backs. That final step gives him the daylight to shine. Harden has evolved into the pull-up phenom from outside. In this 22-game stretch, he has drilled 41% of his pull-up threes, which are classified as any three-pointer coming after a dribble. His 108 made pull-up threes since November 21st is 62 more than the next highest player, Dame Lillard. How about this? It's more pull-up threes than every single team during that span. He has went into complete ISO takeover mode. Only 14.2% of his three-point makes this whole season have been assisted. Before this year, his lowest percentage was 26%. For his Houston career, 39.8% of his threes have been assisted. That's a wild drop-off to 14.2%. I mean, this right here should be a felony. He has 7-foot Durant on him after the switch, one of the longest wingspans in the league. Look how springy Harden is with that left foot jab, creating the space. Perhaps the best and most disciplined defender on Harden is Iguodala, and he still freezes him to death. Now, while the playstyle is completely different between these two, the recent 22-game demolition by Harden is reminding me of Kobe Bryant in 2005-06. If you remember, 2006 was the Black Mamba's second season without Shaq, and his highest scoring output at 35.4 points per game, while only missing 2 games. It's the same season he dropped 81 on Toronto, a month after torching Dallas for 62 in just 3 quarters. I'm going to leave this table up for a minute just so we can grasp the similarities and differences between these performances. From December 16, 2005 to February 3, 2006, Kobe averaged over 40 points per game in a 22-game sample with 50, 36, 87 shooting splits and 60% true shooting. Currently, since around Thanksgiving, Harden is at 36.7 points per game on essentially 50, 41, 87 shooting splits, and 63.5% true shooting. What's interesting is their usage rate is practically the same during these stretches, with Harden's Rockets averaging about 2 possessions more per 48 minutes, meaning the pace was a little slower for Kobe's Lakers. But look how close their net ratings are for this month-and-a-half sample. Both teams were pretty much 3 points per 100 possessions better than opponents with their superstar on the floor. Kobe took around 4 more shots per game and scored around 3.5 more points per game. The biggest difference is obviously the playmaking, as Harden is dishing 9.2 assists per game since November 21st, and his assists have generated 21.5 points on average. Woo! For right now, Kobe's 2006 is still a bit more ludicrous, but Harden isn't finished yet. He still wants to become the 2-time most valuable player. With the natural passing traits that make him a dual threat, and the wicked change of speed, he might be well on his way.